Alright, we're back on the, oh, it's not over here. That's what I'm after. We are back on subframe today. It rained a lot yesterday, and it's still kind of like nasty, misty, damp today, and then we got more rain coming tomorrow, and yay. Doesn't really matter, the elevator wasn't open today anyhow because of weather, so it's not like I could have done anything. But anyhow, so this is what the new subframe is going to look like. This is obviously the CAD drawing. That's looking at it from the end. So final drive would be this box tube here is the frame, the current frame on the combine. So picture the end of this. That's where the final drive would be, is right here. And then this is the pin. Same thing, these two pieces here, just placeholders in the CAD program to represent the box tube frame of the combine. So, new subframe is 8x6, 3/8 wall box tube right there. And 5-inch ID, 4-inch OD, or sorry, 5-inch OD, 4-inch ID, DOM mechanical tubing, and new 4-inch pins. The pins need a 32nd of an inch taken off of them, so Dad's hoping to get these to a guy with a centerless grinder on Monday, because they need a 32nd taken off the whole length of them. If he can't do that, then one of the places he works for has a big Cincinnati lathe that will swing them, but he was hoping to get them ground because it would be faster. These are all the burnouts that we need. There's still 2 missing that are hopefully going to be done today. I was going to go get them this morning, but they weren't done when I was over there, so unfortunately there's not a good way to show this in the video because it's not going to scale up right on screen. So basically you've got the main backbone of the frame is going to be the box tube. The DOM tubing is here, and it's actually, the frame is going to be abbreviated, so the frame actually stops right here at this plate. So you've got the section here, and then tubing here with another plate here to back it up to take the twist load out of it. And then this piece out here, which is going to look like this from the end, actually bolts on. And the reason it's done that way is that this framework here will actually fit on the combine with the tires on. So you can get the main frame on, get that all bolted up, and then that also gives you a place to jack off of to get the combine lifted up. Because the way that original subframe worked, you can't lift the combine up very easily because the subframe's in the way. So this negates that because the combine can be on the tires when you put the subframe on. And then this also allows you to only have to take one tire off at a time, so that you're not worried about pulling a combine off of jack stands with both tires off, because you got to have both tires off to get the subframe on. So you put this on the combine, and then this piece, which is more tubing and another plate here that actually bolts onto the subframe, will bolt on once you get your tire off. And then the pin will actually slide all the way through back to here and get through bolted. So the way it's going to stack up is this plate right here is going to be your plate on the end of the box tube backbone. This plate is the one on the outside that gets bolted to it with a gusset here and a gusset here. And then the tubing is going to be sticking out here. And then these rings are burnt out to weld on the end of the tubing, so they'll be right here roughly. And what these are for is to keep the end of the tubing from trying to spread from the tracks pushing up. So basically these are just reinforcing rings. And it'll all make sense more sense when it goes back together. And then these rings, or these right here, would end up, you know, if this is all stacked up, these would be on the subframe side, carrying the back side of the tubing. And then these holes right here are built-in shackle holes, so that if, God forbid, this boat ever does get stuck, you've got a spot on both sides of the main subframe to put shackles in, so you got something to tie off to, so when you're pulling on the combine, you're actually pulling on the front of the combine, not the back. So as long as that's clear as mud, and it'll all make sense as things start going together. This is solid 3x3 bar stock, and the reason I said that the whole thing is starting with the axle spacers is because this bar stock gets welded picture that, but you know, lined up. It gets welded in there like that, and then the subframe gets, and obviously this is, picture this upside down, the subframe gets bolted to here, which is the two burnouts that we're still missing yet, is a 1-inch thick plate that's got this bolt pattern in it that's going to come in and get welded to the top of the box tube backbone. And then the whole thing is going to get held on by these guys. And John Deere guys will probably recognize these. These are tapered frame bolts for, I don't even know how many series John Deere used them on, but they're the frame bolts that hold the engine in the frame. And I think they use these from like the 20 series all the way up to like the 60 series John Deere tractors, and went that route because they're going to act like a lug bolt. They're going to locate the frame and keep it held tight, and they won't come loose. That way it can't wiggle and start working and loosen everything up. So that's, and the only thing, Dad changed the face angle on them to a standard chamfer angle. That way he can use a chamfering tool to put the countersinks in. So, but what we got to do is get that welded up, get the spacers back over, get them back on the combine, get the combine all put back together, and get the tires on it so that we can bring it back here. And we're just going to bring the tracks and everything back here, because for what we have left to do, we don't really need it in a shop. It would be nice, but it's going to be easier with everything here to cut down on the back and forth. But all that has to be assembled so that we can bolt all the pieces, parts, and get everything up underneath the combine and get it tacked together. That way we can take it back off and weld it solid. So that's what we're going to try to get done today, is get this done and get the combine back together and home. Alright, axle spacers are done. This one's on, except for obviously now you got a solid block in the way, so you can't put a bolt in for both sides. So this is going to get two of the studs that we had made for the first iteration. Where did I put these guys? Right there. So there's going to be two of those that go all the way through once the final drive's on. I got to do a final torque on them first, on them inside bolts, but I want to use a 3/4 drive ratchet, and I can't find the sockets, so I'll have to wait till Dad gets here, because he had to wait because my boss was coming over because he needed a hose made. So we can get this one on while I'm waiting to know where that socket set is. Found the ratchet, can't find the sockets. Oh, hey, Cousin Nick.
What's up, Peter?
Are you feeling better this afternoon, or are you still a fucking buzzkill?
I don't know. Just not happy with shit right now.
Remember, no matter how bad your day is, there's always somebody having a worse one.
Absolutely. I know.
Good.
Yep. Did you, when you did the weight on it, was it done with a full popper?
30,000. Actually,
On
more,
what test weight?
more than a full hopper.
On 60 test weight, just for 50?
56.
So
You're,
like,
you're actually shelling 15% corn and see 60 test weight right out of the field anyhow.
I've seen it. Not this year. It was Dynagrow. It was 15.2 at 62.5 test weight. 850 bushel in the fucking truck, and I was overloaded by 8,000 pounds.
That's only 10% over, that's illegal.
Wasn't this year, it was when, 3 years ago.
Okay, try it.
Good.
Oh, just a minute, sit down.
More.
Yep. Let off on it just a little bit. Here, now you get some bolts in it. Where's the axe? It's in the box right here.
Okay, tracks are loaded up, heading home. Combine's back on wheels, so it can go back, well, home, Mom and Dad's. I'm gonna get the 150 back to Mom and Dad's. That way, everything that needs to be is right there where it's all corralled and easy access, and don't have to drive 4 miles north of town to do anything. So. Like that, we're heading back from where we came.
forklift. It's just easier to finish it up back home. Comes back to I need a shop. I keep thinking of all the stuff that I could actually get done on my own. Well, obviously I would have Dad's help, but you know what I mean, like not have to rely on other people's buildings to be able to get something in to do any sort of major surgery. One of these days, just take baby steps. I don't even need anything big. I'd take like a 40 by 40. It'd be a little tight, but it'd be enough to do what I need to do for the time being. You can always add on later. Actually, like 40 by 40 with 16-foot ceilings to be the main, and then to have like a lean-to off, a finished lean-to off the side to keep all the tools and stuff in, so that your main bay's not all cluttered with all your crap. Then it really wouldn't be that bad. But the only thing standing between me and a shop like that's probably like $110,000, $120,000 chump change, right? All right, well, I guess it's too dark for you to see anything, but we're back at Mom and Dad's. So they're up here. So yeah, trust me, it's sitting here in the driveway, even though all you see is a black box. So tomorrow we can start working on the subframe. The only thing we're missing, those two plates that we were hoping to get done today were not done, so those will be hopefully Monday. And John Deere screwed up, and the bolts the taper bolts that we got to hold the subframe on, we're supposed to come in on a machine down order today. Well, the delivery driver screwed up and he dropped them off at a dealer in Hastings, which is about 2.5 hours away from here. So I mean, if we needed them, I would have drove up there, but since the plates aren't here, it's 6 1, half a dozen of the others. So they were going to get them down here to our dealer Monday. So hopefully by Monday we'll have all the parts, and the only thing we'll be waiting on is getting the pins ground, and hopefully that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And with any luck at all, kind of hoping it'll be ready to rock and roll by Wednesday, because Wednesday's when the weather's supposed to straighten out. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then next Saturday, or basically all of next week, we have chances of rain. So I got 3 days this week that I can shell corn, so hopefully we can catch it. So anyhow, with that being said, that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the next one, working on the subframe.